We've all heard or said something like, "How would you like it if someone did the same thing to you?" Now, that's a heartfelt question, and it calls to mind our willingness to consider another viewpoint, to empathize. In the words of the poet Mary T. Lathrop's Judge Softly, "Brother, there but for the grace of God go you and I, just for a moment slip into his mind and traditions, and see the world through his spirit and eyes. Before you cast a stone or falsely judge his conditions, remember to walk a mile in his moccasins, and remember the lessons of your humanity taught to you by your elders. We will be known forever by the tracks we leave in other people's lives, our kindnesses and generosity. Take the time to walk a mile in his moccasins." Now, why would I bring this up when it comes to trust beneficiaries? Well, it comes from my own experience, my own walk in representing trust beneficiaries. And we often represent trust beneficiaries in common trust and trustee challenges. And in those challenges, we often appeal to some kind of standard of behavior which we expect our opposition to know about. It's a standard deep in our culture and our learning, and it's the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And sometimes our appeal succeeds, and we move toward resolution and toward peace. And sometimes our appeal doesn't succeed. And then we seek out justice as we know it. And justice is the settled and permanent intention of rendering to each man and woman his rights. Sometimes justice just seems so obvious, yet I know that just isn't so. Maybe I've not walked a mile in the other person's moccasins, or they've not walked a mile in mine. All these thoughts to get to one point, one observation on the seemingly prosaic subject of beneficiaries and trust. Parents establish trust for the benefit of their children and often their children's descendants. Common terms include net income during the lives of their children and at their children's death, income distribution to their grandchildren. These trusts are frequently administered by banks and trust companies. And in some circumstances, trustees' fees exceed beneficiary distributions. And I've seen many circumstances where trust beneficiaries are only receiving about 1% income on trust assets, while banks or trust companies are paying themselves annual fees in excess of the annual beneficiary distributions. Few would argue that this result was the expressed or unexpressed desire of the trust maker, the grantor, often the parent. California specifically provides that unless expressly prohibited by the governing instrument, a trustee may convert a trust into a unitrust. California's permissible range of unitrust percentages encompasses a wide range of economic conditions. According to the probate code, in no event may the court authorize conversion to a unitrust with a payout percentage of less than 3% or greater than 5% of the fair market value of trust assets. Moreover, a beneficiary may petition the court to order the conversion. So getting back to our opening question, how would you like it if someone did the same thing to you? A question that I would pose to bank trustees or trust companies and their counsel that are currently administering income trust. And what is the act that seems unfair? Well, most glaringly, it's when banks and trust companies pay themselves more each year than they distribute to trust beneficiaries. And a full or at least partial solution is the conversion of a traditional income trust into a unitrust. There are plenty of real-world cases that help make the choice both practical and ethical. Hackard Law represents parties in trust beneficiary disputes, most often aggrieved and abused beneficiaries. We take significant California cases where we think that we can make a significant difference, and there is a party whose wrongdoing or breach of duty can be made financially accountable for their wrongdoing. We focus our geographic practice in the probate and civil courts of Los Angeles, Orange, San Mateo, Santa Clara, Alameda, Contra Costa, and Sacramento. If you'd like to speak to us about your case, then call us at 916-313-3030. We'll be happy to hear from you. Thank you.